According to a new report from CMHC, Halifax rents are expected to continue to rise over the coming years, and if you think rents are high in Halifax right now, wait until you see the projected rents for an average two-bedroom unit in 2024 and 2025, because these prices may shock you. This, of course, is coming at a time where more and more buyers are being pushed out of the resale market, and they're hanging onto the rentals longer because of the current pricing that we're seeing in Halifax, and it's really drastically increased over the last couple years during the market over the course of the pandemic. And in this report, a senior analyst from CMHC mentions that more and more people are unable to transition from the rental market to the housing market due to inflated pricing, and because of that, it's putting a ton of pressure on the rental market. And he adds that our vacancy rate in Halifax is among one of the lowest in the country. Remember, the Halifax population grew by about 21,000 people in 2022, which was a percentage of about 4.5%, and this put us at the second fastest growing city in the country at that time. And from 2016 to 2021, we were actually the fastest growing downtown core in the country during that 5-year period. And obviously, with this crazy growth in population we've been seeing over the last 5 or 6 years, and with our current vacancy rate of about 1%, it's putting a ton of stress on the housing market, especially on the rental side of things. So because of the current situation, the vacancy rate, the net immigration flow, and on top of that, renters not being able to transition into houses, CMHC is anticipating that the rents are going to continue to rise in 2024 and in 2025, and that will not come as welcome news to Haligonians who are currently already paying the second highest rent across the country as of 2022. Now I'm going to get into some more stats in this report, and honestly, you should stick around till the end because some of the numbers in this report may surprise you, and to be honest, I find it a little bit alarming based on the current situation already in Halifax. But before I do, if you're new here, my name is Andrew Stevens and I'm a realtor in Halifax and surrounding area, and if you're looking to be educated on the Halifax real estate market, then this is the channel for you. If you're looking to book a call or a meeting with me anytime, you can do so in a calendar link below my description at a time when it's convenient for you. If you're thinking about making a move, or if you're just wanting to talk about the Halifax real estate market in general. So we still have a rent cap in place, which is 2% until the end of 2022, and then it's going to jump to 5% in January. So a lot of you may be asking, how is this possible? Well, the thing is, the rent cap's only for current leases. So any of the new builds the developers are putting up right now, they're going to be pushing the brink to the highest rent that they can, because number one, they're going to be looking at their overall portfolio. Number two, construction costs are through the roof. 3, interest rates are also through the roof, and the reality is it's never been more expensive to build in Halifax as it is right now, especially with a labor shortage here in our city. So that's why in all these new buildings, the rents are sky high, and it's because of all those costs associated with it as well. Not to mention the developers are dealing with the rent cap, so they're going to want to push it to as high as they possibly can go as a starting point. And let's face it, these developers are not building housing for something to do. They're doing it to make money. They're a business just like any other business, so it's their prerogative to make as much money as they can. Now, in 2022, the average rent for a 2-bedroom unit in Halifax was $1,449, and as I mentioned earlier, that is the second highest rent in the country at that given time. So the forecast in this report for the coming years for a 2-bedroom unit on average are 2023, $1,558, 2024, $1,670, and 2025, believe it or not, they're projecting an average rent for a 2-bedroom unit at $1,780. So in 2025, CMHC is predicting an average rent that would be about 23% more than it was in 2022, which is honestly hard to fathom when you consider how much renters are struggling to pay rent already, considering how high it is and considering how low our wages are and how high our taxes are in Halifax. Now, in terms of vacancy rates, CMHC is expecting this to rise to about 1.3% next year in 2023, and then it's expected to decline in 2024 to 1.2%, and then down again in 2025 to 1.1%. And this is basically because right now we're anticipating a large number of new builds coming to the market this year in 2023. And the projected rental supply is expected to dwindle in the coming years as new construction starts are expected to come down. And this is because construction costs, labor shortages, rates, and so on, which we've already mentioned. So the problem is simple, and it continues. We simply cannot keep up with the amount we need to build based on the population increases we're seeing and the crazy demand we already have based on the low supply that we have in our city. So truth be told, this is basically the perfect storm. We currently have nowhere near enough rental supply in the city. We certainly don't have enough affordable housing supply in the city, and this number is continually dwindling because the reality is a lot of developers are buying up these old buildings and doing renovictions and then jacking the rent back up, which is taking affordable units out of the market. Builders are slowing down because of the high construction costs, interest rates, lack of labor, and more. We're adding about 20,000 people to the city every year, and currently renters are staying in their rental properties longer because they cannot afford to move up into the housing market from a resale perspective. So with all this being said, when do I expect this to change? And the answer is I really don't expect this to change, and this forecast from CMHC would echo my thoughts with that as well. I just don't see any major changes coming to the market that's going to make a big enough difference to substantially change this rental housing market situation in the coming years. Now, if you're still here watching, I would love to hear what you think about this problem, and I would love to hear what you think about what should the provincial government or the municipality be doing to help mitigate this problem, because the way I see it, we're just kicking the can further and further down the path of no return based on the current situation. Now, if you've gotten this far, all I ask is that if you got any value out of this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and that'll help push this out to more people like you that might be interested in seeing content like this about the Halifax real estate and housing market. And until next time, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your support, and have a great day.